Hi everyone, James here. I did a short video this morning, go and check that out, on the beach, and I wasn't going to do a long form video today because I really want to focus in on these markets. Everything's moving. It's FOMC day. Jerome Powell has his last day today, and Kevin Walsh is coming in next, probably going to cut rates. Jerome Powell may try to stick his finger into this. I don't know. I don't think so. And I think it'll be a quiet meeting, but anything could happen. So we need to be aware. Now, what's happening in advance? And I've got this page in front of you. Bitcoin's rallying dramatically today. And if we look at this on the short-term charts, this is the day chart. Let's go to the hour chart. Moving up sharply, 15-minute chart. Moving up dramatically, breaking up through that sort of double top high. So all good for Bitcoin. I'm very bullish on it. So despite the headwinds, no rate cut expected this afternoon. Oil price over $100. Actually, I shorted this morning at $100.80 and it's dropped back a little bit so far. S&P and NASDAQ dropping back yesterday, forming a star doji the day before on Monday, and today just below the top 200 period Bollinger Band. As you know, I think these might pull back. We'll have a look at the other charts in a minute. Gold and silver both moving down. Not much to add, but I'll show you the charts in a minute. I think we could get a lot lower. WTI, as I said, around about the $100 level. We sold at the top of the gap, and natural gas is still hedged. That's moving down. The dollar is trying to get through this moving average cluster and move up, but it's not making it so far. And in fact, the dollar, Bitcoin, and crude oil are all moving in sympathy together, all correlated for some very strange reason. So Bitcoin behaving like the dollar behaving like crude oil, natural gas slumping down, gold and silver falling off a cliff, stocks doing nothing much today, and Bitcoin the star of the show, and it has been for a number of weeks. Let's look at one chart from each one of these screens very quickly just to see what's going on. So here's the NASDAQ. We're above the trend line. My contention is we could come back to the trend line, the top of the green block, the previous all-time high, or even a much deeper dip into these moving averages and Fibonacci levels. That's kind of the bearish scenario, and if we do get back down, I've got my blobs all lined up at the point of control, they would be pretty bearish. I'd be a little bit worried about us being able to get back out of here again. But if we manage to hold above the trend line, the green block, or even the head of this horned thing and the 20 period moving average, that would also be pretty bullish. I'm actually short on the NASDAQ. We got out of the S&P yesterday at break even, but it's a little bit weird, I have to be honest, because I'm kind of long in mind on the dollar until we close that gap. I'm short on the NASDAQ, I'm long on Bitcoin, and I'm short on metals. It's all a bit weird. And natural gas moving down while WTI moves up. So I've still got longs on quite a lot of these names down here, but I'm short on the NASDAQ, nothing on the S&P, nothing on the German 30, and some of these names, Palantir, Microsoft, Coinbase, Tesla, MSTR, and I've got a few others on too. Looking at Bitcoin, I just showed you that chart. Here's the sort of annotated chart, and you can see we're approaching again the top of the channel. Now that was that little ledge that we broke down through. Let's look at that on the 4-hour chart, and I drew that for you. We're now approaching the underside of that ledge. If we can get up through there, that would be really useful. We don't want to reject here and roll over, of course. I'd like to see this moving up. Sorry about the very bad squiggles, but you kind of get the picture. So yeah, pretty good. Let's see if we can get through that line. It's only a 4-hour chart. It's not a long-term chart, but nevertheless, it might be difficult. Let's switch this back to the day chart and keep an eye on it. As far as the rest go, Ethereum, XRP, and Solana, I'm still long across the board there. And I've got a few altcoins on as well. Not really much interested in the altcoins. I think many of them will fall along the wayside. Now, these are metals. Let's look at gold and silver individually very, very quickly. There's gold moving down, my projection into the green blob. I don't know if we're going to get that far down, but we are short and we've got good positions on now, right from inside this channel. And we're well below it now, looking for a move further down. Wherever this turns around, and it could be any time now, of course, we've got the FOMC today, so that's going to impact everything. And interest rates and gold are quite good pals. So whatever interest rates do, well, I would say maybe not good pals. What if interest rates go one way, gold will often go the other way. So good pals in a way, quite reliably so. So that's gold, and I think silver will be the same. So short on both of these. The moment these start swinging around, and it could be today after the FOMC, we'll have about an hour or two after the meeting to judge things, set things up, and get going. Don't make any trade decisions the moment the no-cut news comes out. Wait for JP to talk to the press, see what they've got to say. It's often in the press meetings after the announcement that the real market decisions get made, depending on what questions get asked and how he responds. Of course, there'll be the normal blah blah about the dual mandate of jobs and inflation, but he may also hand over to Kevin Walsh and say something interesting in the process. Who knows? Nevertheless, I'm still short on gold and silver, but I am still long on copper. And copper is kind of my favorite at the moment, although it's broken down through the trend line. We're holding the moving average cluster right now. Let's see if we can hold. We've got long positions from quite low down in good profit, so I don't want to give all of that back. And then on to oil and gas. You can see natural gas moving down. I was unhedged at break even, and I've re-hedged at break even again. I don't trust this, and I'd rather wait for today's dust clouds to settle down before making decisions. That's the futures chart. I'm trading the continuous at Pepperstone, and this is the way it looks. And we've just sort of tipped down through that one down, one up reversal candle pattern, 2-candle pattern, and moving back down towards that low on the left-hand side. So it doesn't look great. and the fundamentals aren't good either. Now, WTI oil, let's have a look at this. We've just sold more at the top of that gap, right? We've talked about this many times. We finally got there, and we sold at $100.80 precisely. We're trading at $100.70. So we've got a massive profit on this trade already. No, joking really. We may still get up to the channel center line or even the channel top, and that's now at $114.50. I don't mind being patient on this one. I think it's going to be an excellent trade. And we've now filled the top gap. Let me just go back to that other chart that I showed earlier. I took the top arrow off, so there's the gap. It's a cleaner chart, so you can see it more easily. We filled the gap. That's number one job done. And now if we can reject there's another gap down below starting at 68 or around $68. That would be the next target. But as I said, let's go back to that other chart that's more detailed. We might have to go a little bit higher still, or even quite a lot higher. And of course, if we start moving up dramatically above the level where I've just got short, we'll have to consider hedging. But generally, I think this is a good trade. And it may take time and it will be very, very messy. As you know, even in the best of times, oil is messy. Folks, if you enjoyed the content of this video, I'd really appreciate your like, just to say thank you. And if you like it even more than that, you might consider subscribing to the channel. And also, there are links below this video. You can join my private group and see every single trade I take and join our community. Take care. I'll speak to you in the next video. Good luck for the FOMC. I'm going to be glued to these charts like a hawk for the rest of the day, probably for the next 20 hours. So I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Charts light up, green and red confetti. Fingers twitchy, palms all sweaty. Pound signs flash, ticker tape steady. Portfolio fat, but the stress ain't petty. City boys graph while the coffee still bitter. Screens glow brighter than the Thames in glitter. Click, clack, buy, sell, numbers get bigger. Risk it all, mate, pull the trigger quicker. Trade the day away, mate, trade the day away. Bit by bit, let the digits play.